Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we will take second part of IR spectrum of organic compounds, and in this part we will take the most important organic compounds which are useful for IR spectroscopy is carbonyl compounds, right? So most of the question in CSIR NET and GATE are based on the IR spectrum of carbonyl compounds. So we will go in the detail that what type of factors will affect, and then we will see some examples. So first we should know that what is the base value. So we will start with anhydride. Then next we will take acid chloride. So I have written all these compounds in a order, and I would suggest you that please remember all of them in the same order. It will be more easier for you. Then we have ester, then aldehyde, ketone, and then last is amide. So the highest value is observed for anhydride COA stretching vibration frequency. These all are for COA stretching vibrations, right? So for anhydride we will have two bends, right? And these bends are close to 1810 and 1760 centimeter inverse. Then for acid chloride you will see it near 1800 centimeter inverse. For ester you will have near 1735. For aldehyde it is 1725. For ketone 1715, and for amide it is 1690. So these are the base value, and we will see that how this base value can be affected by different factor. So you can memorize these these 6 values, and then you have to understand certain things, and then you can easily calculate that what will be your value for your compound, right? So first factor which is affecting the CO stretching vibration frequency is minus I effect. So we will try to understand that what is the role of minus I effect, then we can memorize it. So suppose I have a carbonyl compound, and near to it we have a group attached here, and it is showing minus I effect. Minus I effect means it is pulling electron density towards it, and when it is pulling electron density towards it, it is making this CO bond is more stronger in nature, right? Because when this CO group, when we have higher electron density around it, then these two atoms, or you can say that this bond will become weaker due to repulsion effect, right? So when a group is withdrawing its electron density towards it, it is making this CO bond stronger in nature, and when the bond will become stronger, its K value increases, and at the same time the vibrational frequency will also increase. So whenever we have minus I effect causing group attached next to our carbonyl, their vibrational frequency will increase, and these all factors will be applied on all the type of carbonyl compounds which we have taken here. It will apply on all, right? So first thing is minus I effect. Then next is resonance. So if you have understand this thing, then you can easily find out for resonance. Suppose I am taking the example of amide here, and in amide I have nitrogen which will provide electrons to this bond, and this bond will shift, means it is showing some kind of resonance in this molecule. And due to this resonance, what is happening here, this double bond, this CO double bond is becoming slightly single bond in character, slightly sigma in character, more sigma in character, right? And because of this development of sigma bond, this bond will become weaker, right? The CO bond is becoming weaker in nature, and when it will become weaker, your CO frequency, vibrational frequency will decrease. That is why in case of amide we have seen this value is near 1690. For ketone you can observe for ketone here that suppose I am taking here acetone. For acetone this value is 1715. In case of aldehyde, suppose we have acetaldehyde here, we have only one methyl group here, while in this case we have two methyl groups. Both of them will provide electrons, means showing plus I effect, and because of its plus I effect, the electron density on this carbon increasing, right? Due to this this CO bond will become slightly weaker in nature. That is why its vibrational frequency is weaker than aldehyde, where we have only one methyl group, right? In case of esters, I am taking here the simplest example. So in this case, because of this oxygen, it is pulling electron density towards it and making this carbonyl group, this CO bond stronger in nature. In acid chloride, we have Cl group attached here. It will also show minus I effect, making the CO stronger in nature. In anhydride, again we have oxygen close to CO, right, and which is making them stronger in nature. So this is very simple thing. We can easily understand the effect of minus I effect, plus I effect, and resonance. Whenever your CO, the carbon oxygen double bond, is becoming the single bond in character, developing sigma character more in that, then your vibrational frequency will decrease. And when this bond is becoming stronger in nature, your vibrational frequency will increase. Next we have conjugation. Now you have understand the role of resonance, then you can easily understand the role of conjugation also. Conjugation means this bond is shifting here, this is shifting here. So what you will get after conjugation? This one, right? So it means this CO double bond is developing more sigma bond character, more single bond character, means becoming weaker in nature, right? So vibrational frequency, CO frequency, should decrease. Now the important question comes that by what amount, by what vibrational frequency or CO frequency the base value will decrease. For alpha beta unsaturation, when you have alpha beta unsaturation like this one, this is your alpha carbon, beta carbon, alpha beta unsaturation, this CO vibrational frequency will decrease by 25 to 45 centimeter inverse, right? And if you have aryl group next to your CO, then CO vibrational frequency will decrease by the same amount, nearly 25 to 45. If you have this unsaturation at gamma delta position, then the CO vibrational frequency will decrease by 15 centimeter, right? So these are some important points. Then we will take some example and it will be clear in your mind that what you have to do. For example, here we have three organic compounds. One is ketone with alpha beta unsaturation, one is aldehyde with aryl substitution, and this is carboxylic acid with aryl substitution. So the base value for ketone is 1715. Now we have unsaturation at alpha beta position, so this CO peak will decrease by nearly 25 centimeter inverse, right? Means it will come close to 1690 centimeter inverse. But it is not always true that it will decrease by 25. It may be 30, 35, close to 25, right? So you will get value near to it. For example, in this case, the base value for aldehyde is 1725. And when you will have this aryl group next to it, its value will decrease to 1700. The base value for carboxylic acid is 1710. I have not written here the base value of carboxylic acid. It is nearly 1710, and then it will decrease by 25 and you will get value close to 25 or 30. You will get value close to 1680 centimeter inverse, right? So in this way you have to calculate to find the exact value, exact position of your CO peak. Then we have ring size effect. So in this case, so for rings size, for different ring size, as the angle strain increases, the CO vibrational frequency will increase, right? So you can take the base value of ketone for cyclohexanone. It has CO vibrational frequency near 1715 centimeter inverse, right? And for cyclopentanone, this value will increase by 30 centimeter inverse and it will become 1745. 5 centimeter inverse. Then each time when you are moving from the higher member to lower member, the vibrational frequency will increase by 30 centimeter inverse. Means if you are taking the base value for cyclohexanone and it is close to 17-15 centimeter inverse, then for cyclopentanone it will become 1745, right? You have to add 30 in it. Then you will have to add 30 in the value of cyclopentanone, means you will get the value near 1775, and it has value 80 centimeter inverse. Then for cyclopropanone, again you have to add 30, and this value is close to, it has value 15 centimeter inverse for cyclopropanone. This is for cyclobutanone, this is for cyclopentanone. And you can memorize the value for ketene, it is also important, and it has the vibrational frequency at 2140 centimeter inverse, right? Then you can take one more example here, that is cycloheptanone. For cycloheptanone, it is considered less strained, much lesser strained than this cyclohexanone, and it has value 1705 centimeter inverse, means less than the base value. So you can also remember this one. Then we have next effect, that is alpha substitution, and it is somewhat similar to the minus I effect, right? Means as in case of minus I effect, the CO bond will become more stronger in nature and vibrational frequency increases. Similarly, when we have alpha substitution near to carbonyl group, its vibrational frequency will increase when this group is halogen, or you can have methoxy group, right? Methoxy group will also show increase in the value of vibrational frequency. So we have here two example sets. In first case we have ketone, acetone, and then we have alpha substitution with Cl, then we have alpha substitution with fluorine. So fluorine is more electronegative than Cl, that is why it will pull electron density much more towards it than chlorine, and that is why it is increasing CO bond strength higher than Cl substitution, right? So if the base value for acetone is 1715 for this CO stretching vibration, then for this one it will become 1750, and for fluorine substitution it is close to 1780 centimeter inverse. In this case we have a Cl at the alpha position, right, next to this CO, but this Cl can be axial in nature or equatorial in nature. When it is axial, you will have the peak close to 1725 centimeter inverse, and when it is at equatorial position, you will have peak near 1750 centimeter inverse. Means in this case you will get two peaks, right? For this ketone you will have two peaks, one at 1725 and other one at 1750. Next we have hydrogen bonding. To understand the effect of hydrogen bonding, we can take this example. So here we have ester, and because of ester the CO stretching frequency will be should be close to 1735. But we have OH group here which can show intramolecular hydrogen bonding, and when it will show intramolecular hydrogen bonding, it will make this CO bonding weaker, right? And that is why the vibrational frequency will decrease. So hydrogen bonding decreases CO vibrational frequency, and this frequency is not equal to 1735, but it is equal to 1680 centimeter inverse, right? So try to understand the concept behind it, then you can memorize that this frequency will decrease or increase. Then we have different functional groups. So first we will take aldehyde. For aldehyde, the base value we know it is close to 1725 for CO stretching vibration. Using this graph of this IR spectrum of this butyraldehyde, we have to understand that what type of peaks we can get. So we can have this CO stretching and it is close to 1725. This value can range from 1740 1725 to 1740 centimeter inverse, right? So this value is near 1731, this due to CO stretch. And then we have one more stretch, CH stretch, and this CH stretch is generally shown by two peaks by doublet, and this is below 3000 centimeter inverse, right? So these are the stretch due to CH stretch. Then we have the CH stretch due to this alkyl group. We have seen this. These peaks are due to CH2 and CH3 bending vibrations. We have seen in the previous video that what type of vibrations can be observed for different hydrocarbons, right? So you can watch that part here, there. So the spectrum of aldehyde is very simple. Then we know the basic vibration of ketone. For ketone, it is close to 1715 centimeter inverse, right? So that part is very simple. We can easily identify that peak, but there can be variations in the ketones. We can have different type of ketones. For example, alpha diketone and beta diketone. So we have to look at the spectrum of these ketones, which are more important. So we have here two examples of alpha diketone, and in this we have only substitution with methyl, right? This is the basic type of alpha diketone, and for this we have a strong peak at 1716 centimeter inverse, means almost close to your base value. But in this case we have two aryl groups substituted here, and we have seen in previously that when we have alpha beta unsaturation or aryl group substitution, then CO vibrational peak will decrease by 25 to 45 centimeter inverse. So the base value should be 1715 centimeter inverse, but it will decrease by nearly 35 centimeter inverse, and you will get a peak near 1680 centimeter inverse. You cannot say that what will be the exact decrease in the CO vibrational frequency, but you can say that this value should be close to what value. By decrease by 25, you will get 1690, and when you will do decrease by 45, you will have value 1670. So you can say that this peak should be in between 1670 or 1690, right? So in this way you can locate the position of peak. Then next we have beta diketone. Beta diketone means you will have this one, your basic example. This is your alpha position, this is beta position, so this is your beta diketone. So in case of beta diketone, you will have complicated spectrum. Why this spectrum will complicated? Because it can also show tautomerism, and in tautomerism sometimes your enol form can be more stable than keto form, right? And when you have this tautomerism, what will happen? Now you can easily find out if you understand the factors which I have discussed previously, that what will be the effect on CO vibrational frequency. This CO bond is developing sigma single bond character, means it will become weaker in nature, the frequency should be decreased, and for this also it is showing intramolecular hydrogen bonding type character. So this CO bond will become also weaker in nature. That is why you will have frequency for enol form at lower frequency range than this keto form. Suppose for keto form you have, it will show doublet, and this doublet is suppose close to 1725 and 1706. You will get two doublet for this, right, at these positions. Then for enol form, definitely this value will be decreased. For CO you will have value close to 1620 centimeter inverse, and additionally you will also have one OH peak, but this peak will be weaker in nature. So you will have weak broad peak in nature, and it is close to 3200 to 3400, which is the range for OH vibrational frequency, right? So this beta diketone is more important, so you should have to remember this one. Next is carboxylic acid. So in the starting we have seen that for carboxylic acid the base value of CO vibrational frequency is near 1710 centimeter inverse, right? But this value is for when we have carboxylic acid in liquid form or we have in like in solid form, because in liquid or in solid form the carboxylic acid exists in dimeric form, right? And because of this dimeric form, this this CO bond will become weaker in nature. That is why we have this value close to 1710, because otherwise if you try to find out the carboxylic acid frequency by following the concept we have discussed previously, you should say that this value should be higher, because for carboxylic acid we have OH and this OH should show electron withdrawing effect, so the vibrational frequency should increase. If the base value is 1715, it should be greater than this one, not less than this, but this value is less than this because of its dimeric form, right? But in very dilute solutions or in gaseous form, these carboxylic acid exist in monomeric form, and when they exist in monomeric form, this CO vibrational frequency comes close to 1760 centimeter inverse, right? You will have peak close to this one, right? Next we will come to this spectrum. So in this case we will move first to the CO stretching frequency. So this frequency is close to 1700. You can see that this one is close to 1700. This is your CO stretching frequency. So we can say that it may be carboxylic acid, because we cannot say just by looking at the value of CO, because for other carbonyl compounds this value can be decreased by other factors also. So we have to look at the OH peak, and if this OH peak, we have here OH peak, so we can say it may be carboxylic acid. We also have here CO stretch which is close to 1200 centimeter inverse, right? We have seen in previous video that the CO stretch can be close to 1300 and it can be in between 1300 and 1000 centimeter inverse, right? So looking at all these things, you can say that it can be your carboxylic acid, right? And for the confirmation of organic compound we need other spectroscopic technique also. Then we have esters. So for esters, the basic value of CO stretching frequency is, we have seen that it is close to 1735 centimeter inverse, right? And in addition to this we will also have one CO stretch here, and this CO stretch can be observed here. But the basic difference between ester and carboxylic acid is there will be no OH stretching vibrational frequency in this spectrum, right? So these are two important peaks. It is close to 1300 to 1000 centimeter inverse. Then we will see the various factors which can affect the vibrational frequency of esters. We have already discussed that what type of factors can affect. Now we will take some examples, right? Here we have three molecules. Now you have to arrange the CO vibrational frequency of all these three esters. So this is our basic ester, there is no conjugation in it, so it can have value close to 1735 centimeter inverse, right? Then in this case we have alpha beta unsaturation, and in this case we have aryl substitution. So we can say that in these cases this value of CO stretching vibrations can be decreased by 25 to 45 centimeter inverse. So the B and C, the A should have highest value, then B and C can have almost same values, right? And we can see that it has value of CO stretching frequency 1738 centimeter inverse, for it is 1725, and for this it is 1724, right? Then we will take one more very interesting thing in the ester CO frequency vibrations. Now here we have two molecules A and B, and you have to again decide that which one will have higher CO stretching frequency. So in this case we can see that here we have double bond next to this oxygen. This is not located at alpha position of CO, right? So this is not conjugation, this is something different, right? So you have to be very careful about that. Similarly, in this case also, this aryl group is substituted next to this oxygen. In this I should write oxygen here. Now you can understand. This is your normal aryl substitution at alpha position, and in this case your oxygen is next to unsaturation. So what will happen, this double bond will pull electron density towards it, or you can say that this double bond is pulling electron density towards it. So what we will get, we will have one oxygen here which has positive character on it, so it can pull electrons from CO more efficiently towards it. It has near 1762 centimeter inverse, while in this case this we have normal aryl substitution at alpha position, right? So it has value close to 1725 centimeter inverse, right? So you have to be careful that this unsaturation is next to CO or next to this oxygen. Hydrogen bonding will again decrease the value of CO stretching vibration of esters also, so that factor will remain as such. Then we have ring size effect. So we have seen in the starting that ring, when the size of ring decreases as the strain increases, the CO vibrational frequency increases. Same thing will be applied for esters also. So we have here two esters, or you can say two lactones. So this has value close to normal value, that is 1735 centimeter inverse. Most of the time the six membered rings of all the ketones or esters or amides, or you can say lactams, the value is close to the base value for six membered rings. Then we are decreasing the size of ring, so this value will increase by nearly 30 or 35 centimeter inverse. So it will increase by 30 to 35 centimeter inverse, and it will become 1770 centimeter inverse. So here we have three esters, right? One is normal lactone, so it should have a value close to 1735 centimeter inverse. Then we have unsaturation at alpha beta position, so it should decrease the value of ester vibration by nearly 25 to 45 centimeter inverse. So it will be decreased by nearly for 10 centimeter inverse for esters. In case of ester it is only decreased by 10, so it has value 1725. We have seen in previous cases also that this value is decreased by 10 centimeter inverse for esters. Then this time we have this double bond next to this oxygen. So this, the conjugation with this or you can say resonance with this oxygen will make this oxygen more electropositive in nature, which can easily pull electron density towards it and making this CO more stronger in nature. That is why its vibrational frequency will be highest. It is close to 1760 centimeter inverse, right? So these two examples are very important. You have to be careful about the location of double bond. Same thing, same rules will be applied for smaller sized ring. Suppose I am taking here 5 membered ring, so the base value will be, first you have to remember the value for the 6 membered lactone, it is 1735. Then you have to remember that when we are decreasing the size of this 6 membered ring by one member, then it will become close to 1770. Then if you have unsaturation at alpha beta position, then this value will be decreased, right? It is come close to 1750 centimeter inverse. But when you have this double bond at this position, then this value will be increased by much higher amount. It should be higher than the 1770 centimeter inverse. It is close to 1800 centimeter inverse, right? So this is the very important examples for esters. Then we will have amide. So for amide, the base value we have discussed already, that it is close to 1690 centimeter inverse for CO stretching. Then one more thing we have in case of amide, that is NH stretching. These all are stretching frequencies, right? So we can have primary amide, secondary amide, tertiary amide. So the peak will shift for different types of amides. Suppose we have this primary amide here. So here we have three types of amide. This is primary, secondary and tertiary amide. So for primary amide, we will have two bends. This is very important, that for primary amide we have two bends, and these bends are close to 3,350 to 3,180. In between this range you will have two peaks, right, for primary amide. For 2 degree amide we will have one bend, and this bend is close to 3,300 centimeter inverse. And for tertiary amide there will be no NH stretching, right? So then we have one more important peak, that is bending, NH bending, and this bending is close to 1640 to 1550 centimeter inverse. Then all the factors we have discussed previously will also affect the CO vibrational frequency. Suppose we will take here ring size effect. We have here different type of lactams. So as the size of ring decreases, vibrational frequency will increase. This will have value close to 1690 centimeter inverse, then the CO vibrational frequency will increase. Next we have acid chloride. For acid chloride, the CO vibrational frequency we have discussed that it is close to 1800 centimeter inverse, right? So you have this stretching frequency from 1810 to 1775. And one more frequency will be there, that is CCl stretching, and this CCl stretching will be close to 1730 to 550. So using these two peak you can easily find out that it is acid chloride. For acid anhydride, that I have told you earlier, that you will have two bends, and the first band is close to 1830 to 1800, and second band will be close to 1775 to 1740, right? And you will also have CO stretching frequency here, and this CO stretching is in the form of multiple peaks from 1300 to 1000 centimeter inverse. You will have multiple peaks, right? So using all the things I have told you in this video, you can easily find out the CO vibrational frequencies, or you can solve your questions, right? So I will end today's video here. I think this video will be helpful to you. If it is helpful, please share my videos with your friends. Thank you so much for watching.